All right, well, Congress has passed a repeal of the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy.
And State Assemblyman Tom Ammiano here is talk about the progress in the gay civil rights movement since the days of Harvey Milk. Tom, you knew Harvey. He was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And so this goes back to ground zero on gay rights.
Yeah, it's true. You know, Harvey used to make a joke about gays in the military. Isn't that redundant, you know, from his experience? But, you know, no matter how you feel about the military, anti-war movements, et cetera, and so forth, I mean, yesterday was very, very poignant for a lot of us. It's just that introduction of the issue, the controversy, and then what apparently will be a final resolve. I think it still needs to be certified and the imprimatur, et cetera, but it looks like we're there.
I was going to say, what's next? Is the fight totally over here?
Well, no. I mean, I think with attitudes, no matter what the law is or what the paper says, there's still education that has to happen in and around it. I mean, you know, I've heard people say, well, I just wouldn't be comfortable taking a shower with gay men. And I thought, have you looked at yourself lately, pal? You know, I don't want to see your junk, you know? So that will still continue. But now that people are not going to be fired or I want to say deselected or discharged with bad references, et cetera, I think that will give people the enthusiasm to be more positive about their own orientation and people accepting it.
When you started in politics, there was a thing, the Briggs Initiative. You were a teacher at the time, and they didn't want gays even in the schools. Since you've been involved in politics, you've seen it go from that to rights, to domestic partners, to possibly marriage, to the military. Did you really think that you were going to see this day?
I didn't think so rapidly. I mean, you know, if you grew up in the late 40s and 50s like myself, when you couldn't even say the word, or you know, you were beaten up or what have you, I didn't think it was going to happen so fast. And you know, there's growing pains around that. When something happens so fast, like just say from the 40s to now this century, you know, there are steps that are missing. You got to catch your breath. There might be I's that need to be dotted and T's that need to be crossed. One of the things I think that happened with Prop 8 is that people got a little too comfortable, particularly here in the Bay Area, around gay marriage, and that, oh, definitely it's a slam dunk, you know, we have this right, we have that right. But, you know, I think that assimilation came at a cost, which was maybe a little complacency. So the struggle around Don't Ask, Don't Tell, I think, is very emblematic. It took forever. It seems to make a lot of common sense. It's not the wedge issue, but first we had it, then we didn't, then do we have the votes, then someone like Lieberman, who I disagree with on a lot of other issues, comes forth as the hero. So it's been interesting. It's a great Hanukkah Christmas gift. I'll say that much.
I reported on this story yesterday, so we went to the streets of the Castro district, and it did seem like it caught a lot of people off guard. People were surprised by the news. Did you find that? Yeah,
because of the stop and go around this, around same-sex marriage. You are, you're not, you know, so people are very reserved about, you know, when it's going to happen and does it really mean that it happened this time.
Let's pull the camera back a bit. Like, as you said, we're in the Bay Area, and it's one mindset. And as you said, with every step forward, there is a certain amount of backlash. Do you anticipate a backlash on this nation? What do you expect to be the reaction on this nationwide?
Probably, because, you know, this has been kind of a cash cow for the right wing, the gay issue, you know, raising money for candidates or against candidates. However, I think that the intensity of it is shrinking. So will we have backlash? Yes. But I don't think it's going to be as articulated and as sustainable as in the past.
So another landmark right on the march then.
Right there. So we'll see what happens in terms of same-sex marriage now. That'll be the next one.
Well, that one's not going away for sure. That's going back to the ballot in the courts and back and forth. And Congress isn't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I do.
Okay.